Hey everybody, welcome to another battle report on Lightem'up. I've got a battle report here between my friends Cryx List and my Cygnar Kraye List. So everyone's complaining that Cryx isn't good, and my buddy decided to see what they were about, I guess. I don't know. But he's bringing Pirate's Queen's Car, or Skarre 1, with a Skarlock Thrall, a Kraken, Sepulcher, 3 Nanotechs, a Necrosurgon and Stich Thralls, and Blackbane's Ghost Raiders. This is not in theme. I do not know what takes it out of theme, but it is not in theme. And the Blackbane's Ghost Raiders are his basic jamming troops with the Necrotech and Stich Thralls in there solely so that he can cast the Ritual Sacrifice spell and give Skarre extra focus. Coming with 4 bodies for 4 points, and potentially getting more. Actually, I don't know. Anyway. Just cheap points and cheap for her spell. So, on to the next list. On to my list. It has been a while, but I have been dying to play Kraye, and I want to see if I can make him work. So, this is Kraye, and I decided that he also does not need to be in theme. Does not need to, but I think he can't be in theme, honestly. Or at least not the way I want to play him. So you'll see we have Gorman, Ragman, and Eiryss 2 in the list. Those are the reasons I am not in theme. Also, being out of theme allows me to take Thorn, and so a key part with my Kraye list here is being able to arc Pursuit from Kraye through Thorn onto a target early in the game, still keep Thorn safe thanks to Reaction Drive, and then using Ragman, Gorman, and Eiryss 2 to lock down Jax, reduce armor on Jax, reduce armor on Warbeast through Ragman, and I think Kraye really needs that extra hitting power since he doesn't really have a damage buff of his own other than 3 charges on his feet. The solos on the list give me the damage buff I think he needs. So we will see how it goes. This is the setup for today. We did use the Steamroller 2017 suggested terrain placement. I believe this is the quadrant version where there is 2 types of terrain in each quadrant, or something like that. I don't remember. Either way, this is the Steamroller 2017 terrain placement. Looks pretty similar to how we've been playing it either way, so it doesn't really matter to us. We are using 2016 Steamroller rules, as you saw in the intro. So this is still Steamroller as of 2016, as of April 2017. This is the current Steamroller packet. That's weird to say. Either way. I won the roll, chose to go first. My opponent gave me the side that is wide open, keeping the side with the trees and the rubble to himself. The only defensive terrain I have is a small, well I guess a large hill, a small forest on my side that is at the bottom of the board, it's going to be hard to use, and a wall that's basically in the middle of the board but is slightly on my side. So, going first, I decided I needed my Gunmage Rifleman, the Arcane Rifleman, on the other side of the board because I wanted him to be able to take out the Blackbane himself to prevent recursion and to lessen the impact of the Blackbane's Ghost Raiders. So I ran him 12 inches across the board. Both of the Centurions put up Polarity Field just because I don't need him being able to do anything funny. I know he can't really get to me this turn, but it's just good practice. And then they trample forward and then reposition 5 forward so that they don't. They actually get further up the board than they would if they were just running. Other than that, I believe I put Bullet Dodger onto the onto Thorn. I either put it on Thorn or on the Charger. I cannot remember. It looks like it is on Thorn right now. Yes, it is definitely on Thorn. So Thorn is going up my right flank, the top of the board. The goal there being to put the Pursuit spell on to either the Kraken or the Blackbane's next turn. The Stormclad is kept in the back so that he will be out of charge range of the Colossals until I am ready to send him in. The Centurions will be leading the charge since they cannot be charged. That gives them a slightly longer threat range on my feet turn than the Krakens have, the Kraken and Sepulcher have. My opponent moves up and positions a fort for Skarre Moves the Raiders into be in the rubble for the most part. I believe he got Blackbane himself into the rubble as well. That's going to make it difficult for Eiryss and the Arcane Rifleman to be able to actually kill him. But we will see what we can do. Right now we're going over some abilities. It's been a while since I played Cryx. This game, I'm thinking scenario, if I can block out the bottom zone, which is my left zone, keep the Sepulcher from getting in there, send in 2 of my heavies to kill the Sepulcher if needed, and then Kraye can be in that zone winning on control points. So, at the top you see I was actually able to take out the Blackbane himself. I think it was with Eiryss's gunshot. I cannot remember. It was either Eiryss gunshot or it was a one of the shots from the Charger. So the Charger ended up getting magical weapons from Arlen, and then took 2 shots, and I think he actually hit one of them. Ended up killing like 2 or 3 of the Blackbanes, including Blackbane himself. So that was great. Oh, I forgot to say, Skarre rolled 6 for her ritual sacrifice, so she's going to have, you know, full stack of fury next turn. All 12 fury that she could possibly get, which is not good for me, but whatever. She's going to actually end up rolling 6 every single turn this game. Thorn moved up, and I think I was just running him into position. I'm not sure if I cast my spell this turn or not. If I did, I put it... Yeah, I put Pursuit onto the Sepulcher, onto the Kraken, sorry. The one that's painted, the painted Colossal, or Gargantuan, yeah, Colossal. And then moved around my Ragman and Gorman to get them into position in case I need the damage buffs, or for when I need the damage buffs, onto his big guys. Gorman did throw down a cloud. It's not going to help too much, but it might help, you never know. I want to make sure, it's also good practice just to do. And I do have my caster completely inside the forest, so if he wants to shoot at him with the unicorn guns or whatever, he's going to have a hard time getting into it. I believe my caster is sitting on no focus. Maybe one or 2 focus, but I think he has no focus on him. So my opponent here is measuring out. This is definitely going to be his feet turn. He gives a load of focus to both of the Colossals, it looks like. Charges in the Blackbanes, ends up missing his attack on Eiryss, which is good for me. It's going to be hard for him to kill Eiryss with the high defense that she has. And then now he's measuring out to see where he can get his big guys into. Wants to take out Junior, obviously. It's going to be a big deal if he can. So the Unicorn Big Cannon, the Kraken moves up. Thankfully, because I had put Pursuit on the Kraken, when the Kraken moved, my Thorn backed up and went to base with the Centurion back there, and ended up blocking line of sight to the Junior in the back, which is great because a gunshot from the Kraken would probably kill Junior, or have a very high chance of doing so. Unfortunately, this I believe he's going to have a gunshot line with the Sepulcher's guns. I'm not certain. We'll see here in a minute. So yeah, okay. So the Sepulcher moves up. Doesn't have the same range guns as Kraken does. Sepulcher moves up, starts taking a couple shots, does a few points of damage to one of my jacks, I believe. And ends up missing a couple more times. So Skarre's gonna go this turn. She this is her turn going now. If I can talk, that is her feet token going down. She takes 3 points of damage. Gives herself the armor buff. Gives each of the Colossals the armor buff, and then moves over to be behind the Sepulcher. Got healed up by the Stich Thrall, not Stich Thrall, but by the Necrosurgon actually. Which is just kind of mean, but whatever. I don't think she actually cast any spells this turn. I think she just kept... Yeah, I think she just kept all of her fury, so she's camping like 12 fury right now. or focus, sorry, 12 focus right now. And then it's on to my turn and to see if I have enough to bring down one of the big guys. I'm going to spend a lot of time here going over measurements and calculations in my head to see if I can get one of the big guys down. It's going to be difficult. +5 armor puts it at armor 24, I believe. Both of them. I think I end up attempting, if I attempt it, I move Gorman up. Gorman throws Rust onto the Kraken, ends up getting it. Ragman will go up and he will Death Field or Dark Shroud or whatever it's called to do his ability. You see the proxy base there is going to be where I want one of the Centurions to end up to be able to get Ragman's buff into the Kraken. So that goes now. Kraye did pop his feet, so the Centurion is got a free charge, which is a damage buff sort of in its own. Does a good bit of damage, almost does half the side of the Kraken. And then the Stormclad charges in, ends up getting a little bit of damage on his charge attack. Actually only did like 6 points of damage, but then rolled pretty hot from that point on. Leaves, looks like it left the Kraken on about 8 boxes. So at this point, I've still got a Centurion, but the Centurion can't quite get there. I do have Thorn. Thorn can get there. So Thorn charges into the Kraken. Hits it with his spear to do a cortex, or sorry, hits it with hits him with his spear on a charge attack, leaves him on 2 hit points, and then the Arcane Tempest Rifleman finishes it off with a 3 damage shot attack. So that Arcane Tempest Rifleman has taken out Blackbane himself and the Kraken. Finished off the Kraken. So that was very good. Being able to do those extra 3 points of damage can come in so handy so many times. So if you have the ability to take a guy that can do an auto 3, you should probably do so. But this was unexpected. I don't think, had Thorn failed to get the Kraken within 3 of dying, I probably would have just completely lost right there, because he had all 3 of his Necrotechs, or I think he had 2 of his Necrotechs still alive. One of them died from Electroleaps. Yeah, I think he would have been able to repair the Kraken up to fully functional at least, and probably gone to town on my heavies. Right now, it's up to the Sepulcher to see what work he can get done. He pulled in my Stormclad to pull him out of the zone. He has a Necrotech in the zone, so he's actually going to end up scoring that zone this turn. I did score 1 last turn, as you saw, but he's going to end up scoring that bottom zone this turn. Does finish off the Stormclad, which is not unexpected. Sends in the Blackbanes at the top to try to attack Eiryss, but really just to lock Eiryss down and get some damage. Ends up killing Eiryss actually, and gets a few points of damage onto the Charger. I don't think he took out any systems though. And then after that, it's back onto me. So it is currently 1-1, and I am just measuring out. Not all of my jacks are in my control range, obviously. Not obviously, sorry, but I believe Thorn ended up being out of my control range. And I'm trying to figure out a way to get rid of the Kraken, or sorry, the Sepulcher, and potentially the Necrotech. But the Necrotech is behind that wall, and that's going to be difficult to deal with. So we'll start, and we'll do the 4-point armor swing. Gorman will go up and throw black oil into the Sepulcher, or sorry, Rust, sorry, into the Sepulcher. Then the Gorman will go up, or sorry, Ragman will go up and Death Shroud. Wow, I cannot talk today. So brings the Sepulcher down by 4 armor, and there's no feat this time, which makes him significantly less difficult to take out. The first Centurion moved in, did quite a bit of damage. Second Centurion moves in and finishes him off with 2 focus to spare, and I didn't turn properly to face the Necrotech, so I couldn't kill the Necrotech with him also. So he's just sitting there with an extra focus on him. He did reposition to face the Necrotech. And then we're on to just basically the cleanup. Junior does go in to kill off a couple of Blackbanes and ends up killing one of them. The Charger killed a couple with his hammer. And then it looks like... don't know who that is that just charged into Skarre. Maybe... I mean, I guess it had to be Strangeways? I can't quite tell. I am sorry, people. It's been a long day. So, no scoring on this turn. Back to my opponent's turn here. It is still 1-1, unfortunately. And he is trying to see what he can do. He's got those two heavies that he is not going to be able to take off the board. Unfortunately, I don't think Skarre has any chance of removing two almost completely healthy Centurions, if not completely healthy Centurions. One with Arcane shield on it still from Junior. She does knock down Thorn. Oh, that wasn't Strangeways that went into... That was Thorn that went into Skarre. So she knocks down Thorn and wails on him with all of her additional focus. And ends up killing Thorn, which is, I guess, a moral victory. Alright. He is unable to clear the zone at the top, though, because of Junior and the Charger at the top. I guess the Blackbanes haven't gone yet, so they'll have a chance, but I don't think it's going to happen. Right now, the Necrotech at the bottom wasn't able to... I think he swung at Ragman and missed. Alright, yeah, here goes the Raiders, and they go to attempt to kill Junior. End up doing a few points of damage. Oh, I'm sorry, they actually are able to kill Junior. Oh, look at that. And that turns the Charger at the top inert, which means the top zone will go to Skarre this turn, and she will go to 3 control points at the end of this turn. So, good on him. So, on to my turn. I am down 3-1, so not great for me. Fortunately, I still have an awful lot left, and he really doesn't. So, Gorman actually moves in and manages to kill off the Necrotech with his magical Bone Shaker attack. That was fantastic. Sorry, Ragman. Oh my god, I am horrible with these solos names. Gorman goes and threw a acid bomb at the Charger and ended up killing the Blackbane that had was engaged. That was over there. Since the Charger was inert, he's not engaging or engaged, so it was only a 5 to hit. The Centurion charges into the Skarlock, kills it, repositions backwards, and goes to Polarity Field so that Skarre can't get up to him, and then does not take the zone over because one of the Blackbanes is still alive, but contests the zone from Skarre, leaving me with Kraye in the zone, going to 3 control points on my own and switching it over to my buddy. Skarre has basically no chance, but he's going to attempt to see what he can do. And she's going to see if she can spell assassinate him. Oh, sorry. Ends up failing to kill Kraye, obviously, and it'll be a scenario victory for Cygnar. So, sorry about the bad commentary. That was rough. Maybe I shouldn't film these at the end of a long workday. Anyway, that was a decent game. I liked it. Love getting Kraye on the table. I love having him, and I think that I will be trying him out a lot more. Not necessarily going to be on the channel a lot. It depends on who I play against at the game store. But this is a list I think has a lot of potential. I think it is worthy enough to have the damage buffs in there that I don't want to be in theme. Because in theme, he really falls to any armor buff if he's in theme. Not, of course, you can take Stormlances with him. I don't own Stormlances. I don't think he really does much for Stormlances. Unless Yeah, I mean, I don't think he really cares to have Storm Lances. If you take him in heavy metal, there's really no heavy hitter that he can take and buff up to really get through armor feats or get through stacked armor spells, which hurts. So that's why I prefer him in this style, where I have Eiryss who can disrupt. She can lock down jacks for turn, as long as they're not colossals, turn after turn, by shooting them from 12 inches away and then repositioning 3 inches away. And then do it again next turn, all while staying relatively safe. Also, if you need her to, she can go in and disrupt 2 jacks if they're close to each other, because she has 2 attacks, 2 melee attacks. She can also, inflict some chip damage into a caster or a junior from doing her spell, shooting things with spells on it. So she's a good piece. And then, of course, my Ragman and Gorman combo. If you're facing off against a War Machine army, you're getting a 4 damage point swing, which is just fantastic. If you're facing off against a Horde's army, it's not as good because you're only going to be able to get 2 at the most. But that's still enough to bring it into viability range. So this is a list I'm going to be tweaking and working on and seeing if I want to keep it or not. Got a couple surprises in store for it for the next time I play this list, which will probably be this weekend actually, in the Melee at Shiloh in Arkansas. So I might be playing this at MuseCon, I don't know. Speaking of MuseCon, they don't pay me to say this, but I like the guys, so if you guys are looking for a fantastic War Machine or any other kind of board game, war game type of convention, look at MuseCon. Muse on Minis is holding a convention in Iowa, Des Moines, I believe, over the Memorial Day weekend, May 26, 27, and 28, if I am correct. And they will be having a ton of different games there. I will be there to play War Machine and Infinity. And then if you're going, please just let me know, and I will try to get a game in with you if you want. And if not, well then don't let me know, I guess. But anyway, hopefully, hope to see you guys there. It's a great time. It's a cheap convention, and it is basically just a bunch of friends from all over the Midwest, anywhere else, getting together. War Machine conventions, they tend to be a blast. So I will see you all next week, and hopefully I'll see you all in a month at MuseCon. Have a good day.